Hey there, are you a chiropractor that's struggling with some inspiration or just kind of wanting to switch things up a little bit, but you don't really know where to turn to find that information? Well, today on 5 Minute Friday with Dr. Holly, your 5 minutes to profitability, I'm going to take it back to the basics here. So most likely you have seen my presentation, Numbers Need to Know in Chiropractic Business. If not, hit reply. I'll send you a link to my training. But what I want to talk about today is the top 5 money books that led me to bring this whole concept full circle and be able to step into a role of mentoring, chiropractic students and coaching chiropractors in their businesses to feel more confident about the numbers in their business and quite frankly to simplify it, right? Because probably didn't go to business school, you probably don't have an MBA, but let's just dive in, okay? So I list these on pretty much every presentation, every worksheet, every resource that I've ever made, but I want to take this next 4 minutes to talk about exactly what these books are and what they can mean for you if they're the next right one for you. So I apologize, one of them got cut off there, but of course you guys have heard me talk about Profit First, and that one is all about getting away from the sort of old way of thinking about like the word profit or how it's thought about, like if you're an accountant or a CPA, is like top line on your your profit and loss statement. Top line is going to be your revenue, all of your expenses, and at the very bottom, the bottom line is your profit. So we flip that over and we say, how can we be more intentional about we designate as profit in our business so we don't overspend, so we can pay ourselves, so we can save for taxes, and at the end of the day, have a profitable business year over year. So you guys know I've done a lot of trainings on Profit First. I'm not going to spend too much more time on that one. Killing Sacred Cows is a little bit of a funny name if you ask me, but it's by Garrett Gunderson. What this one is about is upsetting those regular, generally accepted principles when it comes to the accounting. It gets a lot into the generational mindset of scarcity as opposed to abundance. So this one was really powerful and impactful for me because I'd never really heard those terms together when it comes to your money mindset. So generationally, the greatest generation or the baby boomers, coming out of times of, severe struggle in our culture, in America. And the whole thing was like, save, put money away, be afraid to spend your money, etc. And then you get to retirement and it's like, well, wait, now I'm actually supposed to go and spend that money, and people are so afraid to spend that money. And, what it left them with was, what kind of quality of life do you want to have? So, it really teaches you, to see opportunities where they exist and how to essentially capitalize on them. He also talks a lot about your own expert position and honing in on what you're passionate about in your life. You are a badass at making money. There is a whole badass series by Jen Sincero. She's really funny and entertaining to listen to, and her book's very motivational. And that one, you want to have your journal out when you're reading that one because there's a lot of prompts in there, or you can get the actual book. Now listen, I'm not a real big reader of books. I love listening to audiobooks. They have changed my life, no doubt about it, because I've never been a really big reader, and especially after becoming a mom, just not happening. So I listen to audiobooks. I listen to them when I go on a walk. I listen to them when I'm driving for my commute. And they're just a great way, even when I'm doing household chores, okay? I pop something in, I'm listening to another adult, even if I can't be on the phone talking to another adult, at least I'm listening to one that's giving me some inspiration. So anyways, you're going to want to have a journal out for that one because she pushes you to make some pretty bold statements and have some goals. The 5-Second Rule by Mel Robbins. And of course, Mel Robbins has turned into a motivational speaker. She does have a couple of series in her line, and I believe a podcast as well. But 5-Second Rule for me is really just motivational. It's inspirational. It's like, get yourself moving. If you have an idea, don't let your brain stop you from capitalizing on it. You do 5 seconds, you count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you take action on that, even if it's something simple. And then the one that's cut off there is The One Thing by Gary Keller. Now, this is a book I always start with our chiropractic interns when we're doing a mentorship program because it's all about anti-multitasking. Now, listen, when you're coming out of that transition from being a student, you've got all the things, right? You've got all these plates, all these things you're trying to juggle, and it's hard. If you're going to want to open up your own practice, you have to be able to focus, right? You have to be able to focus on the one thing, get it done, move on to the next thing. So personal time management, goals, all that stuff. These are my top 5 books. There's my timer. Have a great weekend, everybody.